Good morning, General Officers, distinguished guests, NGAUS members, attendees, and friends. As you're probably aware, EANGUS just completed our annual conference about 3 weeks ago. With the Delta variant surging, it felt kind of like touch and go there for a while as we were making our final preparations. But like you, our members were all in, and once we got there, it was evident that they were just happy to be back together again after not being able to conduct an EANGUS conference last year. This year's EANGUS conference was conducted in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Major General Nava's team and the New Mexico Enlisted Association did a great job sharing their Southwestern culture and hospitality with our 1,100 plus attendees. They really did a phenomenal job. And this year's conference was a special one for EANGUS as we reached a significant milestone. 50 years of conferences, 50 plus years of being the voice on Capitol Hill for the enlisted men and women of the National Guard. We've grown significantly from those humble beginnings when our first conference was held in Sioux Falls, South Dakota in September 1972. And on this 50th anniversary conference, we looked at our history of accomplishments. It was evident that we've come a long way. We've gotten to where we are today on the shoulders of the EANGUS pioneers and founders who worked hard during those early years to create an association of enlisted members in each state, territory, and the District of Columbia. We celebrated those who came before us to include our 17 past presidents. In fact, 2 of the EANGUS past presidents and a founding father from South Dakota were recognized as they had attended every single EANGUS conference for the last 50 years. In addition to having a great lineup of speakers, we also celebrated many of our state associations by renewing their charters with EANGUS, while also celebrating our members who are really the lifeblood of our association. In my report to our membership, I told them that EANGUS exists because of our members and we are driven by them. If anything, the last year and a half and the enormous contributions made by the National Guard, supporting the COVID pandemic in our communities, the civil unrest across the U.S., and the continuing overseas missions have all just motivated us to work harder and do more. This has been an unprecedented time in history, and the last year or so has also demonstrated the importance of professional associations, and more specifically, that there continues to be, Sorry about that. And more specifically, that there continues to be a need for change and for new policies and laws to be passed to protect our members and provide the benefits that they rightly deserve because of their service. The National Defense Authorization Act that was signed last year included several critical provisions addressing COVID-19 benefits, which EANGUS supported to ensure that the National Guard members who couldn't drill due to the pandemic did not have a bad year for retirement, and to ensure that those who became ill or sick as a result of supporting COVID-19 missions would have transitional health care benefits and be taken care of. We continue to work on behalf of our members, and in January we developed a dozen EANGUS legislative priorities to focus on during the 117th Congress. These were introduced to our members during a very successful virtual legislative workshop we conducted in late February. Since then, our EANGUS legislative team has issued 8 calls to action. Like NGAUS, we urged Congress to reimburse the National Guard for the Capital Response Mission. We also sent 2 calls to action asking Congress to support H.R. 3512, the Health Care for Our Troops Act, which would provide that zero-cost TRICARE and dental care coverage to reserve component service members. Just as this is a priority for the Chief National Guard Bureau and NGAUS, we also have this as a priority and believe it's time to address this readiness issue. I would also like to say that I feel our collaboration with the NGAUS legislative staff has never been stronger, and we appreciate that relationship, as well as the invitation and opportunity to foster a closer relationship with the Adjutants General Association. As we continue to work on behalf of our members, officer and enlisted, I believe that much can be achieved by all of us working together on common issues and priorities. I know our new Executive Director, Sergeant Major retired Matt Krenz, and our Legislative Director, Kevin Hollinger, appreciate working with Mike, JC, and the entire NGAUS team as they continue to gather backing for legislation that supports the entire National Guard community. I also wanted to take a couple of minutes to provide an update on one of our programs that has really expanded over the last year. Actually, we've had the largest single year in the 30-year history of the We Care for America Foundation. As you may recall, during the 2020 virtual NGAUS conference, I spoke to you about We Care. At that time, I reported that we had received 2 large donations from USAA and the USAA Foundation. Those funds allowed us to create a specific We Care for America COVID Emergency Relief Fund, and we immediately began to accept applications and distribute $500 grants to current, former, or retired National Guard members, officer or enlisted, who were impacted financially by the pandemic. I am happy to report that between May of 2020 and today, We Care for America has distributed $875,000 in grants to National Guard members in need. Many of those soldiers and airmen had lost their jobs or had their hours cut due to the pandemic. In other cases, it was their spouse who had lost their job. And in some extreme cases, both the service member and their spouse were without employment and really in a bind. Because of the significant donation from USAA and through the We Care for America National Guard Emergency Relief Fund, EANGUS was there when our National Guard members needed assistance. In fact, We Care for America has been around since 1996. And although I don't have the stats going back that far, I do know that we provided just short of $2 million to thousands of National Guard members and families since 2004. Additionally, over the last year, our EANGUS team worked with individuals from the American Red Cross to develop an online loan application process, and in February of 2021, we began offering no-interest emergency loans to qualified National Guard members. Once again, USAA was there and provided over $2 million to make this loan program possible and sustainable well into the future. Currently, these loans are available to National Guard members who have a COVID-related need. But once we get to the end of this year, we'll be able to accept loan applications regardless of the nature of the financial emergency. It has long been a goal of ours for the We Care for America National Guard Emergency Relief Fund to become the aid society for the National Guard and for us to be able to operate on par with Army Emergency Relief and the Air Force Aid Society. With the funding we received from USAA over the last 18 months and initiation of this new loan program, we are very close to reaching that goal. During our conference, we were pleased to present the 2021 EANGUS Heritage Award to USAA for their significant contributions. We also presented the Minuteman Award, our highest individual award, to Chief Master Sergeant Retired Dick Smith for being in our corner and advocating for enlisted National Guard members, our state associations, and the We Care for America Foundation. We would not have been able to provide the financial support we have over the last year without them. By the way, we were just informed that We Care for America has been accepted and will be listed as a 501c3 charitable organization in this year's combined federal campaign. We will be sending out an announcement with our donor code so that everyone has it, and we ask for your support and dissemination of that code to your unit members. And again, don't forget, if you have soldiers or airmen of any rank who are in need of emergency financial assistance, please refer them to the EANGUS We Care for America website. As I wrap up, I also want to thank General Hokanson, CEO Whitehead, and the entire leadership at NGB who supported our professional development program, and to the Adjutants General and their leaders at the state level who made sending junior enlisted soldiers and airmen to Albuquerque a priority. Thank you. Obviously, this year was a little different than others because of the capital response funding issue. However, in spite of that, we had a total of 109 junior enlisted soldiers and airmen in attendance. That was about half of what was authorized. But the good news is we had a great program and we received outstanding reviews from all of those junior enlisted who attended. So make a note. Next year's EANGUS conference will be conducted in Little Rock, Arkansas from 7 to 10 August. We would love to see more tags and senior enlisted leaders attend the EANGUS conference in the future. I'd actually like to recognize Major General Boyles from Mississippi, who joined his enlisted delegation for a couple of days in Albuquerque this year. Thank you, sir. I know that means a lot to our enlisted associations when their tags and their leadership show up for them. Please consider this an open invitation to meet us in Little Rock next year to support your state associations and visit our exhibitors. Finally, I also hope that EANGUS can count on you to support our local state enlisted associations in their work and efforts to increase membership. It's really just about giving your state associations the opportunity to educate enlisted soldiers and airmen about EANGUS and having the ability to share our story and the benefits of belonging to a professional association, which in the end will make us all stronger. General McGuire, General Robinson, thank you both for your leadership and support of EANGUS and for giving me an opportunity to speak today. It's a pleasure to work with your team as we continue our mission of working for America's best, the men and women of our National Guard. Thank you.